biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the paper. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescent. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside.
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property. Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address.
Maybe yours will have.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden paper, they're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across the entire pages. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average. What do you mean? Is that all? It's inornate, nearly illegible, yet marching in orderly lines. Pedagogical somehow. Brash. It must be yours for you to be able to read it. These are the lines of someone who has written by hand a lot and has developed a style of. Your hand cramps up merely looking at the scribbles drawn as by some magnet to the red checkered margins. Fast, but always strict. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most a title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case. Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the Ukar Parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does. It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among
Der
themselves.
Mörder mit den rechteckigen Kugeln.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident. Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it. Lest you... 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. That's okay. We all do, sooner or later.
Like a fan of girls, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible. The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume. In short, there was more. There is, for precisely 1 more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete. Sadly, the ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. The ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It will do. The lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. 2 fat, shiny pens hang from the binder. Like large caliber,
der
he
hat
is
einen,
not
ja.
really saying anything.
Know that I give this to you with resentment.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the blue oblong pen in a brash freehand, uncannily similar.
So, ist mal gut.
Inspect the victims, get the body down, interview the cavity. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. You're a swashbuckler with that pen,
Oh, sehr schön.
and it feels good. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This
Komm,
No,
guck mal schnell.
actually. Any ideas?
Der Gehängte. Der Gehängte.
Great. That's great. That's like I'm going to start calling it the hanged man.
Sehr viel.
It's good we sorted this out.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. It's proving to be
Was?
harder than expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt back together. Try again later.
Okay.
Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back to January 51. Stan, you
Ja,
don't
komm.
exactly close them, so much
Ja,
as
Lüg,
distance
aber hab
yourself
ich
from
noch
the smelly
Fähigkeitspunkte?
papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Ja. Logik. Logik. Machen wir doch. Gut. Immer so, wie ich es brauche. Nochmal raus. Nee, warte mal.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy
Ja,
paper. Some neon yellow, some bright
Das
red.
ist nicht wichtig.
Then rip them from the bind. 3. The topmost are misconduct.
Das ist
You don't
egal,
have
ne?
to be an intellectual giant to do police work. A monetary penalization ranging from 20, but they appear. These are quite sinister in tone, all in a print so small, a dozen pages of thin color of the irises. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those. The rest of the stinking
So, aber jetzt
cellulose
bitte.
is much worse for wear. Yes, at last, you find a way to piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. HDB 41, date of initialization and time of arrival on the... Why, yes, your precinct number is 41. Every last alphanumeric in the files
Yeah.
begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB, Harry Dubois, HDB. This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking
Das
central
könnte
Jamrock.
wichtig sein.
The cause of failure, rent to... The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman. True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the people. Call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lettres have the literage of industrial paint. The case files do not show you finding the author of the design. The
Ja.
crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However,
Das ist,
your
ja, ich
partner,
muss noch weitermachen.
JV, is
Dann sind es
against
doch
the removal,
nicht 6, sondern 8
citing
Folgen.
support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41.
Das brauche ich
The
alles nicht.
9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and a staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us. No one cares what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger.
Warte mal,
What
können
do
wir
you
das
want to
irgendwie
tackle next?
abbrechen?
Or are we done?
Wir müssen das weitermachen. Nein, kann ich da irgendwie...
Not much has changed.
So, ja. Wir müssen nämlich jetzt noch schnell... Ne, wir müssen da raus. Ne, warte mal. Doch, wir müssen da raus. Da rein. Nee. Warte mal. Wo ist denn der Dreckeingang? Der ist da. Da kommen wir nicht hin. Komm, renn. Meine Frau telefoniert noch, also habe ich noch ein bisschen Zeit. So, das ist jetzt aber neu.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Aber jetzt müsste ich doch eigentlich was wissen. Egal. Können wir hier irgendwas machen? Nein. Aber wir können jetzt hier rein. Auf den Balkon. Und zu ihm.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights, its distant streets
Okay.
and motorways flashing like diamonds. And his shirt is still unbuttoned.
It was mine. My friends use it from time to time to visit me.
Okay.
So tell me, are you here to make things right again? Beautiful. I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting. That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered
Okay,
cigarette.
ja, komm.
Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard.
Besides, I've got to run.
Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious ever again.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this?
He's right. Only losers go to bed early. Time to break out the booze. Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, alright?
Wow.
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
Different, of course. His shirt. His shirt.
He's trying to dive deep into the mysteries.
His shirt. No, I don't know why his shirt is always unbuttoned.
He's barely holding it together.
Come on, detective, let's go. We've got a potential witness to interview. His Sunday...
Gehen wir rein. So, wir reden mit ihm.
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
His hands are clean and well manicured. This
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government.
Oh
I
oh.
work for the Institute of Price Stability on assignment from Sur-la-Clé. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible.
Okay, ich bin
About
gespannt.
the hanging.
hanging, what a drag. He seems like a cultured gentleman. You should ask him about the finer things.
Oh, we got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, I think it's a little culturally insensitive, but the material is great. Sadly, the shop is now out of business. That's really all I can tell you about it.
The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
Ja, komm, erzähl.
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
Easy, detective. No need to jump to conclusions.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a
gespannt.
play.
He holds out his hands and blossoms his fingers, like a drama teacher setting the scene.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one.
Okay.
That's when I understood.
Sounds like the victim was unconscious, or at least incapacitated. Well done, detective.
I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinez. Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities. I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8?
The lieutenant sends you a sharp look at the mention of that number.
That's a giant you're describing. No, they were all quite human,
Okay.
as far as I could tell. I went back inside.
Were you able to see anything from inside?
Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see very
Ja.
clearly.
But we are fairly certain the lady driver was present.
It's possible, officer, but I cannot say with certainty. It was very dark, you must remember. I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Aeropagites among them. And I am quite certain that one spoke with a Mesk accent.
Okay.
Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened.
Hä?
It was eventually their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything. I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add.
Hä?
About what time was all this happening?
All I can say is that it was late. No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
Okay.
It seems this wasn't the break you were hoping for. I think we have everything we need. Thank you for talking to us, Mr. Villedroit.
Of course, anything I can do to assist the RCM. The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community,
Aber
which is
warum-
why it
warum
requires
hier?
international oversight. Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here. La communauté internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution. Your employer, technically speaking. The governing authority of Revachol.
Ah ja.
The RCM is but one part of this provisional administration. It is the most important thing.
Okay.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining
Preisstabilität.
high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
Précisément. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%, but not too far below. No. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%. The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability.
Klar.
A sound monetary policy is essential. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our... It's the International Organization for Moralists. Hence,